Welcome to The Real and happy Wednesday, y'all. Let's jump right into Girl Chat. The Chicago Tribune reported this week that lawmakers may be close to getting a COVID relief bill, but if passed, this bill will reportedly not contain a second stimulus check to help struggling Americans. The burden to get Americans money would fall to President-elect Biden in 2021 to get a deal done with a new Congress. Now, many Democrats have expressed their opposition to a bill without the checks included, but it's reported that Republicans have a firm price tag in mind and won't budge. Ladies, how are you feeling about this? How do they expect people in the middle of a pandemic who are losing jobs, who are told to stay home, not to get another check to help? I mean, the people that are making the decisions aren't in dire need as the people that need these checks.
That's right.
I don't get it, and I want to hear what you guys have to say.
I just want to clarify that they approved $300 for unemployment only. So,
Yes.
but no stimulus check.
I mean, that's a
No
joke.
stimulus
Yes,
check, exactly.
That's a joke.
300 extra, but not, yeah.
That's it. So that means even if you got a stimulus check, you only got that one stimulus check and you won't get another one unless Biden does something. So I just want to be clear about that. That's what's going on.
That's a setup.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that it's somewhat of a setup on a political level of, again, instead of thinking about the American people, politics somehow seems to be what wins? It's this political fight where, you're now going to leave President-elect with this on him. It's going to be left on him. And again, the American people suffer just because you want to prove a point. And that is so disheartening. Just like Garcelle just said, the people making these decisions are not the ones that are affected by these bills that they're passing.
Well, I also want people to know 21 million people are currently unemployed in this country. 12 million Americans stand to lose their benefits if this deal is not signed. And this is according to Vox. 40 million Americans are facing eviction right now. I think some people are in a bubble.
Or foreclosures on their homes.
And they don't understand. And there are laws. So please check your state laws, because there are laws that you cannot be evicted because of this pandemic. So please go and check your state laws, because you can stay in until they deal with all of this.
But sadly, Lonnie, like you always said, our country has an issue with coming under and deciding things for everyone. So sadly, in every state, that isn't the case. So like you just said, you have to check because not every state has that, which to me is insane.
I want to share two tweets that share my same dismay with this whole decision. Andrew Yang tweeted, "If a stimulus bill passes without cash relief, it should be regarded as a failure that will fail to reach tens of millions of Americans, voters, by the way, who need it desperately." And Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeted and pointed out that America's neighbor to the north has been way more generous with their checkbook. Canada did $2,000 monthly. The U.S. is the richest nation on earth and did a second stimulus check, is getting blocked because GOP wants corporate bailouts and the austerity in exchange for it. I just think, obviously, I'm thankful that somebody will at least get $300 a week in additional unemployment benefits, but that's going to be a lifeline for people that have been struggling since the $600 weekly.
Yeah,
it expired in July.
$1,200 over 8 months is not enough.
Exactly.
It's not enough.
You've got to think about that stretch.
They're going to make the Biden administration handle this, and the Biden administration, that's why you have to call. They will have to handle this, and that's what they're trying to do. But unfortunately, because it's the holidays, I just wanted to remind people, churches and other religious organizations, food banks, community foundations, check with them if you need help. Also, community foundations in all 50 states have set up emergency relief funds.
Yes.
And that money is being given out on an on-ground, nonprofit basis. So there is help out there. You just have to go out and get it, because right now the government is not doing it. This is why we kept saying to go vote. This is the reason why we're saying to vote for people in your interest. And a really quick reminder, Georgia. If you are in the state of Georgia, you need to understand that The reason why we keep saying go and vote
Go
in that
vote for
congressional
the runoffs.
Appeal is
The runoffs,
because
yeah.
they're going to help decide the power of the Congress when the Biden administration gets in office. So right now, remember this. Remember that they're not signing a bill for us. There are people that are going hungry, babies that are going hungry, families that can't celebrate the holidays. Remember that when it's time to go vote, Georgia. And then remember that when Biden is elected into office, we still have to push them because this is our country. We pay taxes. That money should go to help my fellow Americans, and I
Right.
want to see it.
That's right.
Okay, now,
You better
Absolutely.
preach,
And they
Lonnie.
work for
I'm
us.
so-
They work for
I'm
us. So
so
go
hot.
and vote. January 5th, Georgia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of COVID, there's a growing problem in this country where people who contract the virus are lying about having it. Now, a recent Brock University study found that 1/3 of people who contracted COVID lied about having the symptoms. They found that one of the main reasons that people lie is because they feel ashamed. They're scared that others will judge them and they're making poor decisions. For example, they're viewed as someone who didn't social distance or wear a mask, and it'll affect their image. So ladies, what do you think about people who cover up their COVID?
You know,
What the
I have
hell?
to say,
So you're ashamed? So
It's
you're
such
gonna
a
kill a
selfish
whole
move
other
to be-
group of people? This is so selfish.
The
What the
statistics
hell?
that come in on whether or not you've had COVID or whether or not you don't is so important. I believe that some states are covering up their results. I actually think that numbers are being completely hidden in certain places because it doesn't make sense when I see the actual activity that's going on, the hospitals that are filled, and then the numbers that are being reported. My good friend yesterday just shared with me that she unfortunately got COVID. And she recently had a birthday party where she had 15 people come. So 13 of those people have been tested today and are negative. 2 of those friends that are mutual friends with me do not want to get tested. And it infuriates me right now because I'm personally struggling with why wouldn't you want to get tested so that we can find out the chain of events and the people that you've been in contact with? Because could it be you? I know it's the same circle of friends. It's all of us. Not that I've been with them, but still, my same friends have been in touch with them. And you have to worry about who it is that you've been in contact with because figuring out that chain could really
Shady.
stop thousands, tens of thousands
Yeah.
of more getting sick. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard about the wedding in Maine that had 60 people come and then ended up
Yeah.
like 168 people getting sick and
Yeah.
one woman
Super
died.
spreader.
Yeah.
Crazy. So like these
Yeah.
type of things are so important to not mask. And by the way, we're free of judgment. At this point, why are we still in a lockdown since March, guys? Because of this type of stuff. Because
We can't get it
figure out to
together.
just follow order. March, guys,
Yeah.
don't we want to celebrate Christmas together?
People are more concerned about their image than they are about possibly killing someone's grandmother or mother that they have to go back home
Right.
to. Like, what is
Yeah.
wrong with people?
Okay, let me just say this. I'm not going to do the devil's advocate, but let me just say this. When in the article it said 1/3 of people have COVID and would lie about it. And so I thought, okay, if there's 10 people in a room, that's 3 people that have COVID, right? I get it. This is not something you should lie about. I agree with that. But let me just say this. The fact that I was in isolation for the past 14 days, 14 days ago, because someone in our group tested positive, feeling like you get COVID, I understand a little bit of it if you don't want to say anything because you're so isolated. You're so isolated. Even though it was Thanksgiving.
you want
even
me to
though it was
feel
my brother-
isolated too?
Hold on. No. Let me finish. Even though people would come outside my house, and because I was home alone, I didn't wear a mask. So if I opened the door, knowing that somebody was going to drop off something for me, the minute I opened the door, people would step back, even my own kids, and I understand it. I'm not saying you should lie about it. I'm just saying it's such an isolated thing that, wait, people are dying alone. When you think you're on your deathbed, people are holding your hand. You think of seeing your family, and people are dying alone. The minute you have it, you're isolated, and that's it. Until
Well,
you
I
get
would
rid
say-
of it.
But
So I'm just
thinking that,
saying,
wouldn't you say to yourself, damn, if I feel like this, I definitely don't want nobody else to experience this. Like, that would be my train of thinking is, man, I
No, we're
feel
not.
whack, I feel alone, I feel isolated. Like,
No. Trey
let
Songz just had a
just make
concert.
sure no one else experiences this.
Everybody's having concerts. Trey Songz, they just showed him having a concert. And my thing is,
500.
okay, at least have masks. Nobody was with everybody.
The concert
And
was
no mask.
inside. The concert was
It's like
inside.
500 people.
In Los Angeles, they have videos of people. They put a regional band, stay-at-home order. They've got videos of people outside dining. It's like nobody cares anymore. And my thing is, okay, if you
What does
say,
that have
okay,
to do with lying, though? What does that have to do with lying?
because I'm about to come to a point. The point is, if you don't want to admit that you have COVID, at least protect yourself. If you go outside, wear a mask. Stay away from people. If you know you have, if that's your business, that's your business.
Right.
Stay home. But my thing is, at least wear the mask. At least stay away from people. At least disinfect your hands. Don't touch people. That's the whole point.
Stay home.
I just think we should still be really honest. If you have it, claim it so we can all work as a community. Protecting you also means isolating you. We just have to remember that. Protecting you, I get the feeling that came with it, Garcelle, I get that. But protecting you and your family also meant let's leave mom be so she can get out of this quickly. Let's leave her alone. We all know that, you know what I mean? And then after that, then you happen to be a great case study to figure out what does it mean after you have COVID? Does that mean you're immune? Do other hybrids get you? You're a great specimen to give us more information. So I just still don't get the hiding it.
Jeannie, I don't know. Are you
that's
like
my
me?
point still about
What are we
this
talking about?
conversation.
Are you like me?
Wait. Are we talking about hiding when people are having
talking about lying.
concerts? But the whole point is, it doesn't matter if they lie. If everybody is still having concerts, ATL is still partying and popping bottles.
weddings.
I mean,
ATL,
it's like
what I
people
mean
still
is,
having
no,
weddings.
That person,
at least cover
if you're
up.
lying, right? If you're lying to yourself or other people that you have COVID, you shouldn't be out the house. So yes, we shouldn't have those parties and all those things going on.
Lonnie's
but I still
saying
don't
she's
understand
pretty darn
if you're-
sure if the stats were 1 in 3 people, 1 in 3 of those 500 people at the concert were possibly had it or had symptoms, but were like, let me not say I got this cough and I can't breathe because I want to go to the concert and I still want to roll with my group of friends. How crazy and terrible of a human being are you? But that's a whole other thing. My thing is, Jeannie, are you like me in the sense of people that have had it, and whether they're celebrities or not, and have shared their stories, how helpful it has been to watch their stories. Even sadly, your comedian friend, Lonnie, who passed away, who shared his story, who literally, he was documenting how he thinks he got it. You guys, that's helpful. This is still a virus that there are so many unanswered questions about that people are like, how does it affect you then? How does it affect you later? I've seen girls on Instagram, young women that are perfectly healthy, that months later are talking about neurological damage, their lungs, they have heart issues now. We need your story. If you have it, don't just keep it a secret and then get other people sick. But on top of that, your story could be beneficial.
But what Garcelle is saying is, don't treat me like, like you can't, like I'm not a human being. And I think that's what's causing people to not.
Yeah,
but what she just said was, even her own sons were like, it's like, everybody calm down. If you got COVID, protect yourselves. Don't treat people crazy or, stay home. But still,
treat people.
What?
I'm not saying treat them
still
crazy. Sadly, you have to prepare yourself and get in the right mental
what she's
space. And I'm not
saying
saying
is the
that's an easy
reaction.
thing to do. That's not an easy thing to do, but you have to be understanding.
You gotta
need
get
to
yourself
prepare
in the
yourself.
mental. Yes, you gotta understand
to.
that
You
if
gotta
people
be
are a little
mentally
like, I don't want to
strong.
get it. I get it. Yes.
You can't be
my
offended
brother,
by
yes,
that.
Mama Mai. Yes, all of them. Be that way because I'm the one that got it. So run from me. I'm a little bit more
And I'm not saying be
away.
irresponsible. I'm just saying I can understand why people don't want to say it. That's all I was saying, but you shouldn't lie about it. Let's be clear.
I agree with that. You
should
shouldn't
not
lie about it, but the
I'm just
reason
saying
why
I
they
understand why. Right.
And you're getting us to empathize with what it felt like to be isolated.
Yes,
I
absolutely,
understand.
because people are dying also alone. You might get an iPad in the hospital room so people can say goodbye to you. Everybody needs to be responsible and stay
They're gonna
home
have
if
to
you
push
have
these
it. That's what I'm saying.
vaccinations. They're going to have to push
I can absolutely
these
empathize, but at
vaccinations.
this point, we somewhat have to be a little selfless in this terrible situation. Totally empathize.
agree.
It's not about you
We
right
all
now.
are in
It's
agreement
not
on
about
that.
you.
Ultimately,
We all
that's the
agree
thing.
on
It's
that.
not about you anymore.
Yes.
Well, tell that to all the concert
Yes.
goers and everybody that's traveling and eating. We're going to be in this for another 2 damn years.
We can talk about this forever.
Get it
Yeah.
together.
Guys, Wendy Williams recently got Real Housewife of Atlanta, Kenya Moore, in the hot seat and got her to reveal a very interesting story about her love life. So Kenya admitted, ladies, that back in the day, she went out on a date with Kanye West, which she described as a disaster. Her words, not mine. Kenya said that she ended up back at his house where there were, quote, explicit things playing on the TV, which she took as her cue to leave. Kenya did say, however, that Kanye was super sweet and that she's happy that he eventually found love with Kim. So I'm just wondering, since I've never really asked this question to you ladies, have you guys been on an awkward date as awkward as the one that Kenya just went through?
Well, I've been on an awkward date, but I was the awkward element of the situation. I got invited.
How so?
I got invited by a boyfriend to come over with my family to his mother's house for July 4th. When you grow up in New York City, if somebody got a balcony, that's where you're all going to see some fireworks, okay?
That's right.
So, I went over to the house. I was super excited, super cute. I was much younger then. And I used the bathroom in his mother's home. Well, guys, I tried flushing my tampon. And it didn't work. Something happened with the thing, and the toilet started overflowing, like literally,
The
like
water comes
pouring.
up.
I did it the first time. You ever had a toilet that didn't flush, and instead of recognizing, oh, this isn't flushing, you just keep flushing until it overflows?
Yes.
Yeah, that was me.
Yes.
First part of the story.
Yes.
So at this point, I'm like, oh, great, we have water pouring out of this toilet. This is awesome. So I'm like, yo, what do? I have to like get this cleaned up. You guys, the only towels in the bathroom were decorative towels. They had like stuff sewn on them and floral something. Yo, they had initials. I was like, oh, sorry, boo. I pulled the towels off. I'm sopping up all the water, the toilet, right? I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
So first things first, I'm like, let me grab the tampon. But you know, New York City apartments, you have to crawl into the bathtub and then you have to you're standing inside this person's bathtub. So you have to open the window. First thing that flew out, boop, my tampon, right? Next thing, I now sop up all the water. Once I sopped up all the water, I'm like, what I'm gonna do with these soaking wet towels? Them's gotta go out the window too. So I creep right back in and I throw those out the window. Now I'm done. I'm like, oh, this is actually somewhat cleaned up. Let me close this toilet and walk out. But then I realized, because I was standing in the bathtub, now there's footprints on the bathtub. So now I gotta try to scrub the right? As I'm cleaning,
With
I
your
got the water running.
sleeve.
I'm
This
cleaning the
story is
bathtub.
crazy.
I hear a knock on the door. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, hold on a second. My mom's like, you need to open this door right now. So I know it's my mom's voice, so I go to open the door. My mom grabs me, closes the door. She says, we've been watching everything you're throwing out the window. We're standing out the balcony, and that's where they're watching like this. The tampon fly, the towels fly, everything. They're watching it all fly out. With that being said,
Adrienne.
I had to purchase this woman a whole new decorative set of towels, and it was mortifying, and it was awful.
That's
Tell somebody the toilet's overflowing is the moral.
You
the
have the best
story
stories,
ever.
Adrienne. The
Story
best.
ever.
Okay.
Shout out to,
On
shout
that
out
note,
to
we
Mary.
have to take a break.
Mary Rivera
Go
was
ahead.
the mother
Mary,
that I did
Mary
this
don't
to.
wanna
I
hear from you.
apologize.
Mary
Mary
don't want to hear
Rivera.
from you.
I love you.
Leave her name out of this. So it looks like social media has just crowned its newest royal. Legendary singer Dionne Warwick has been making her mark as a lovingly shady commentator on Twitter, hitting up major artists like The Weeknd and Chance the Rapper. So Miss Dionne even tweeted at Chance asking, if you are very obviously a rapper, why did you put it in your stage name? So some people have been accusing Miss Dionne of not actually writing her own tweets, so she decided to make a video this week telling the haters to walk on by. Take a look.
And this is for all of you tweeters who have decided that I'm not tweeting my own stuff to you. I want you to know I am, and I'm getting very, very, very good at it.
Yes, she is.
Very, very, very good at it.
Ladies, what do you think of Miss Dionne being dubbed as the new queen of Twitter?
You know she's serious because she looking down at the camera. She looking down at the camera. When you looking down, then, you know, let me tell you something, baby. Back in 1956, back in 1956, Don, I hate you.
She's 80 next week, you guys. She is 80 next week. She is fun.
Wow.
She is feisty. She is reaching out to rappers. And I'm thinking, she's really smart because a lot of these rappers' followers will be like, who's Dionne Warwick? And what does she sing? And so now they're checking her out. They're listening to her music. I think she's smart. I think she's
Good
smart.
point.
A few years back, I think she
Just
went
out
after
here.
Beyonce and said Beyonce's not an icon. So she's been nipping at people, getting people to talk.
She
Good for
don't
her.
is. She been shade people for you. But you know what? She don't know those people.
I just want Dionne to keep telling me to keep smiling and keep shining, knowing I can always count on her.
She don't know those people. That's her baby. That's her niece doing that. And she trying to get you. She know she don't know no damn Chance the Rapper. And she don't know the people. And Lil Baby, she don't know no. I barely know Lil Baby.
She said her
She
niece
know
was
Lil
helping
Baby.
her.
So she
I
already
suspect somebody's helping her too. I'm with you on that, Lonnie. It's just
okay.
somebody's putting her on at least. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Somebody's gotta be-
I'll
look
say
at
that.
Look at Miss Maxine Waters. Remember when Miss Maxine Waters told us that I think it was her nephew or her grandson or somebody was helping her with her Instagram, and I'm like, put them on. Yes, we should be helping. That's our job. You got to be helping them. But I do think that sass and that shade, like Garcelle said, I do think that's innate. I think that's natural. You know?
I do
She's
think
Dionne
it's a
Warwick,
true
why not?
reflection of her thoughts. I do think it is a true reflection of her thoughts. Even if someone is helping her, that's her thoughts. That's her opinions that they're putting on.
They might be helping her put a gift together. They might be helping her like post a boomerang, but that's her. Yeah.
I love it.
You know
I
what
love it.
I want to get older because as I get older, old people don't care. You know, they say whatever they want. They say whatever they feel. They don't care about your B-highs, your K-highs, whatever. They going to say, and so I can't wait till I get to, you know, God willing, 70, because I'm going to let you heifers have it. Ooh, I
Be
can't
ready.
wait. Just be...
We're
How do
ready
you know
for
you
Lonnie.
haven't
We're ready
started?
for you.